Stripe acquired Lemon Squeezy. You've heard of one of those companies. You probably haven't heard of this one. You might have. Regardless, this is a really important acquisition because it fundamentally changes the way that Stripe might operate in the future. If you want to learn more about how to add payments to your services and generally speaking, how to be compliant as a business, you might not be a normal dev, but you'll fit in great here because these are things I think about far, far, far too often. And I have a lot to say on this one because this is not your usual acqui-hire type thing. This is a fundamental change in how Stripe is thinking about their business. And I'm excited to talk about it. So first, for those who don't know, we should probably quickly disclose what Stripe is. Stripe is how most people set up payments for their services nowadays. It is the easiest and arguably the cheapest way to add the ability for a customer to put in a credit card and make a purchase, be it on mobile, web, wherever. It's very, very, very popular. Like how much money is spent through Stripe yearly? Payments made through Stripe totaled $1 trillion last year. A lot of money moves through Stripe, and their pricing is very fair. The standard price is 2.9% plus 30 cents. Very cheap, relatively speaking, for everything that they handle, especially. They have a breakdown of all these other things too. But Stripe's the easiest way to set it up and also one of the cheapest. They're a standard for a reason. There is a catch with Stripe though. Stripe does not help you with anything to do, for the most part, with taxes. And there's a lot of places, especially in the EU, that have really strict tax laws. Specifically, those places require you to incorporate a business in their country in order to be compliant with taxes as soon as people in that country are buying things from you. Technically speaking, a lot of businesses using Stripe are violating tax laws in the EU because they haven't went out of their way to go incorporate in all of these places. There are whole cottage industries that are focused on just doing this for you. Avalara is one of the big companies for helping manage that compliance stuff. TaxJar was another one of them, and TaxJar got bought by Stripe in order to theoretically in the future make it easier to deal with those types of tax things as a Stripe user. It's been a bit, and we haven't seen much yet, but hopefully in the future, Stripe will make it easier to deal with that. But there was a different strategy. As I was saying, if you use Stripe, people are using Stripe's infra, but they're paying you. It's still your business that is on the credit card statement, that is on the bank statement. All of those things are still going through your business. So you are still, legally speaking, the merchant. This is where Lemon Squeezy gets interesting, because Lemon Squeezy isn't helping you be the merchant. They're an alternative to Stripe that is the merchant of record. So when you buy something on a service that's using Lemon Squeezy, the bank statement, the credit card invoice, all of those things technically are Lemon Squeezy. So they're the business. They are the ones that have to be incorporated all over the world. They're the ones that have to deal with the tax compliance. They deal with all of that. It would be similar to like me on YouTube right now. Hi, y'all. On YouTube, a lot of people are watching my content and I'm making ad revenue from all over the world. If I was the one receiving that revenue and doing those deals with those advertisers, I would have to be incorporated in all of the places that content's being served. But since I'm effectively a contractor for YouTube, where I am being paid by YouTube, the company, as a result of business that I drove as a creator on YouTube, I don't have to do all of those things because YouTube has done them and they just pay me. Lemon Squeezy is like that for your business. So if you want to be able to charge anywhere in the world and not have to deal with tax compliance stuff, they've already dealt with it all. So instead, your customer pays them and then they forward the right percentage of that money to you. Obviously, this means they take much higher fees. So instead of the 3% and 30 cents, they do 5% and 50 cents. They have to do this because, funny enough, they're actually using Stripe under the hood. They've done all of the compliance stuff with Stripe properly, and now they're letting us hook into it. This is a somewhat common pattern for businesses. Another one that does this is Deal. Deal is a payroll solution for paying your employees. This is an actual problem I had. I'm based in California, in San Francisco. I had a person I wanted to hire who is based out of Illinois. In order for me to hire them, I had to incorporate in Illinois so I could employ them as a remote employee. Even though that they never went to an office, they fully worked online, I had to formally incorporate my business in a state that we're not in, so one employee could work for my business. That sucks. Deal is an employer of record. So when I hire somebody and I pay them through Deal, they're not technically my employee. They're not on my books as somebody that I hired. They're not legally an employee of my business. I am contracting them through Deal, which is the company they actually work for. Employer of record has been a really common thing for businesses for a while now because it makes life much easier in terms of dealing with all of these employment laws. They also make things like healthcare significantly easier because they've figured it out in every state. I had to spend like 2 months figuring out how to do healthcare at Ping. It sucked. It's so hard to do these things. And if I could just pay a higher fee, never have to worry about compliance again, and they take care of it for me, for a lot of business at a lot of medium sizes or smaller, this is an obvious win. Once you have a certain number of employees, if you have like 10 or more employees in every state, probably makes sense to start doing things yourself. But up until that point, services like Deal are the easiest way to employ people outside of the state, outside of the country even. Super convenient. I'm already seeing people in chat saying that they got job applications rejected because they haven't done the paperwork to hire from their state, even though it was remote. Yep, it sucks. Different states have different rules, and you might accidentally break them. I haven't had an employee from Illinois in a while, and I'm still paying weird taxes and breakup fees as I've tried to divest my incorporation there. Because in the future, if I was to hire somebody there, I'd do it through Deal, so I have no reason to have this incorporation in Illinois. But I'm stuck with it because of how all these laws work. It sucks. So Deal is killing it. They're a very successful business, and that's for a reason. A lot of people benefit from not dealing with these problems. What's interesting about Lemon Squeezy is they're the same thing for your payment processing. And that makes them a fascinating business that I've been paying close attention to and planned on adopting for future products. But now you're questioning, wait, I thought Stripe's solution was this tax company that's going to incorporate in all these places for you. It is. But Stripe wants to have multiple strategies. They don't want to account for only one path to success. Stripe's goal here isn't you have to incorporate in all these places to be a successful Stripe customer. They want to make sure all different sizes of companies can benefit from Stripe. And Lemon Squeezy helps a lot of companies that want to sell globally but not incorporate globally, makes life easier for them. I want to read the full story though, because I'm curious how they explain this. And you know what? I'll throw this with Twitch chat so that y'all can chat with me when I do it. Yeah, Paddle's also a similar business. I will say Paddle's been a lot less responsive versus Lemon Squeezy. I know, again, biased, but I had a lot of issues trying to get a hold of Paddle. Lemon Squeezy activated my account within 10 minutes of me tweeting about them. So different worlds. Also, I'm an influencer. I have reach on Twitter, but the responsiveness matters a lot to me. Anyways, Stripe acquires Lemon Squeezy. Woohoo! We're excited and humbled to announce that Stripe has acquired Lemon Squeezy. In 2020, when the world gave us lemons, we decided to make lemonade. We imagined a world where selling digital products would be as simple as opening a lemonade stand. We dreamed of a platform that would take the pain out of selling globally. Tax headaches, fraud prevention, handling chargebacks, license key management, and file delivery, among other things, all are complicated. We believed it should be simple. We believed it should be easy peasy. As founders, we've spent a decade selling digital products, and so we created a solution that met our own needs. But what started as an idea to solve the day-to-day problems with selling digital products evolved into something much bigger. 9 months after our public launch in 2021, we surpassed $1 million in revenue and never looked back. That's not $1 million of money going in and out paying to people. That's the money that they're making. That's their revenue. That's crazy because that's on 5%. That means they were having $20 million or more going through their infrastructure. Pretty nuts. We worked tirelessly through growing pains while also celebrating major milestones along the way. Each step reinforced that we were onto something remarkable. Along the way, we received many acquisition offers and Series A term sheets from investors. Interesting, they didn't do a Series A, is what I think this means. To be fair, the revenue was nuts, so they didn't really have to, especially at their team size, but very interesting that they didn't rush to raise more money. But despite the allure of these opportunities, we knew that what we had to build was truly special and needed the right partner to take it to the next level. We're proud to say that we found the partner in Stripe, and we've gone from idea to acquisition in under 3 years. Perfect blend, Lemon Squeezy and Stripe. Stripe continues to set the bar in the payment industry with its world-class developer experience, API standards, and dedication to the beauty and craft. It's no secret that we, like many, have always admired Stripe. The number of companies that have based their whole developer experience around Stripe is so common now that it used to massively bump developer tools quality because Stripe had the best dev tools for so long. Now, if you're copying Stripe, you're actually a little bit behind because the industry has since made more progress, but that's because they were the fucking standard. They set the bar for developer experience because they knew it didn't matter which credit card companies were negotiating with which businesses because the dev has to implement it. And if the dev says, no, fuck you, we're using Stripe, you're kind of stuck. And that was their strat, and that's why they won. That's why Stripe beat every other business because they were the only ones that went all in on devs. When we began discussing a potential acquisition, it was immediately apparent that our values and mission were perfectly aligned. Lemon Squeezy and Stripe share a deep love for our customers and a commitment to making selling effortless. This is the big part. The effortless selling thing, like Stripe is easy to set up, but it's not easy to be compliant. And to be fair, a lot of people just ignore the email they get once or twice a week saying, hey, we're Stripe. You need to make sure you're incorporated here in order to follow the law. Theoretically, the fees are low enough that most businesses just ignore it, but yeah, they're technically breaking the law. Now imagine combining everything you love about Lemon Squeezy and Stripe. We believe it's a match that's made in heaven. Lemon Squeezy is now packed with 1,000% more juice. This is why I'm excited. I want merchants of record to be a good solution that you can pick as an alternative to incorporating all over the world. And Lemon Squeezy now has way more resources to do that with. That's exciting to me. That's why I'm hyped. Getting the Stripe piggy bank backing this is huge. Looking ahead, the next chapter. Lemon Squeezy has been processing payments on Stripe since our inception. This acquisition marks the culmination of years of effort and celebrates our close partnership with Stripe and our shared sense of purpose. The mission remains the same: make selling digital products easy peasy. That's also, if you couldn't tell by the name, Lemon Squeezy. It's the pun on easy peasy lemon squeezy. Very clever name. With Stripe's help, we'll continue to improve the merchant of record offering, bolstering billing support, building an even more intuitive customer experience, and more. We're incredibly excited about the possibilities that lie ahead with the Squeezy and Stripe teams joining forces. Future's bright. So what does this mean for current customers? You'll continue to get the same fantastic product and reliability you've come to trust. We'll be in touch as we work through the process with any updates as they come along. I don't expect them to actually shut down the product. It makes too much sense for them. They might rebrand it, but yeah. Over the years, our community has grown exponentially. This growth is a testament to the trust and support you've shown us, and we couldn't be more grateful. Awesome. Good stuff. This is a really solid update. A little heavy on the we're perfectly aligned thing, but beyond that, very appropriate. Address the things people will be concerned about. It is exciting. I think this has the potential to be a really good acquisition. So let me know what you guys think and how you're currently processing payments. I'm sure plenty of you are using Stripe, and most of you probably are breaking tax laws right now inadvertently. As such, let me know. And until next time, peace, nerds.